All right. Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Reach Giordano. And it is Saturday, January 4th, 2025. In the middle of the weekend, the drone show continues, and we're going to get you up to speed. Of course, what else are we going to talk about? Oh, we are going to talk about some strange things about the moon. Through the Y files. Is that how you say? Is that who they are? That guy with the little fish puppet? File Y? What is it? Y? I like the guy. We used to listen to him. And then it kind of ran its course. And then I saw the moon thing and I'm like, oh yeah, well, I like that. That's interesting. And we'll see if it has any. You know what's weird about the moon? There's stories about the moon not being here. Like nobody talked about the moon. Then one day during the upper Dryas period, 11,500 so years ago, they say the moon was rushed in and created the weather we have now. It controlled, this give us the seasons. My question is then, what are the archaeologists looking at when they go through all the sedimentary and can see all the weather patterns for, as long as there was land? The moon has been here for a very long time. I don't think it was just, brought in by two brothers, Two brothers? That has a familiar ring to it. Third phase of moon. So, get into that a little bit, maybe. And, no aliens, right? No aliens yet. Really no UFOs to speak of. Every video you see, everybody's trying to say, that's a UAP drone, or that drone's a UAP, or it changed into a UAP, or it changed into a DRONE, or it's morphing and hiding, and oh my. It's all bullcrap. I know you know, but there's new people here every day, and they don't know. They think we're being invaded by, aliens. In the guise of drones. So the aliens come all this way, plot, scheme, prepare, strategize. When they execute, they turn into drones. Oh, we'll fool them. They won't even know it's us. For months. And they just come up to these places that they know we're scared of, right? Ooh, let's go swarm, because they love the word swarm. A nuclear site. They'll go nuts. And you know what? The mainstream media will eat it up. They'll eat it up. Watch. Engage. And they all swarm. See, I told you. Look at that within minutes. Drone incursion. Look at this one. Swarm invasion. Look at this one. Are aliens prepared? These are stupid humans. All we're doing is flying around. Why do I have cloaking? Why would I need to change into a drone? Why can't I just cloak and be invisible? Stupid human questions for stupid human prizes. I've been waiting to say that forever. It's all bullcrap. What is the truth? Nobody knows. So let's do a little roll call and get the shindig going. And here we go. Marcel, Gufonian Metalhead, welcome to the show. Kelly Lewis, welcome to the show. Mrs. Brookes, I know, remember? Welcome to the show. Ben, the Yorkshire Gufonian. What do you say, B? Good to see you. Andromeda Native, welcome to this show. Good to see you. Happy New Year. The Angel of GUFON, Jeanette. welcome to GUFON. I think you know that as a T. Risa. Bulio. Did I say it right? I'm just kidding. Welcome to the show. Hey, Larky Derry. How you doing? Mama good? Dad? Everybody? All right. Welcome to the show. Myra Page. What do you say there? Everything good? Good? All right. Welcome to the show. Paris Diamond. We say Paris Diamonds. What's this? I have two brothers, kitties, that cost me a lot to save them from being home. Aw, it doesn't matter. Remember this. You cannot put a price on care, on love, and on a chance. So you gave him a chance at life. You never know. That cat can become president someday. They'll write new paws. Stupid, I know. Hey, who's this guy? Thor Panku? Welcome to the show. Good to see you. All right. Hey, if I didn't say your name, it doesn't mean I don't love you. It just means we got a lot of show to do. We kind of do. And here we go. Hey, Guy wrote, what do you say? Murder Hornet, giddy up. Hey, guys. Zach Dacast Monsu. Welcome to the show. Everybody, good. Dinkamazi, how do you not say hi? Welcome, Brian McAllister, same thing, the B. What do you do? All right, Foghorn Leghorn. Hey, welcome to the show. Guys are flying through that back door. Tom, close the door. Let them come through the chimney like Santa had to. All right, so, yep, well, let's burn through it real quick. The drone show continues. Yep. Let's take a look at what's going on. No. Hold on. You know when the flow just comes to a complete stop? That just happened. Yeah, well, okay. All right, here we go. Wait, what? Here we go. So, about a week or so ago, do you guys remember the guy Cuomo? What's his name? Mike Cuomo, is it? He used to work at MSNBC, got fired because he's stupid, just like, But he's changed. He's kind of turned the corner and is more on the right than the left, it seems. Or, maybe he's realized he was wrong and is still finding his way. Whatever it is, he is on News Nation, has his own show now, Cuomo, and they're talking about the UFOs, and Buttigieg is kind of poking fun at it. Now, I didn't watch this video through and through yet, so I don't know what's going to happen. All I know is the video works. In 3, 2, and I won't talk, but I have to break it up sometime. Well, how long is this video? I'm trying to be a better video guy here. So it's the news, but I have to break it up after like 30, 45 seconds. I'm sorry. I just have to.
So let's go to how we know that they could be wrong. Another piece of proof. Chris Grooms, former member of law enforcement in Nebraska. People in his state reported sightings. He was aware of them. Drones, big ones. And they know big in Nebraska. And he saw them too and says federal officials did virtually nothing. He joins me with Matt Ford from the UAP Disclosure Fund. You should look it up. I can't join things like that because I'm a working journalist, but I know people who are part of it. It's a straight up organization that is rooted in trying to get what we all want, no matter what you believe. Government has a duty to tell us what it knows.
Duty.
And it can do that in balanced national security interests. Matt is all about that. Respect and good to have you here. But Chris, thank you for your patience in my yawning introduction.
1 minute. Do you know how hard that was not to stop that right there? Look who they got. Can you believe this? I know I have to stop it. You know why? If I don't, then I'm not using it fairly. That's why we have these rules, and I don't think anybody has more copyright claims than me. So I have gotten better, but I'm trying not to break up the video and ruin it. So I'm getting better. All right. Okay. So I didn't know Fat Mord was going to be in on this. Had no clue. Right? Dinkamazi throwing it down. What did you say? Did you know that on TikTok they're calling drones Dior bags to get around the algorithm? Oh my God. Isn't that sad? Hey, by the way, thank you for the $15. I know it's from Australia, but thank you very much, Dinkamazi, for a $15 interesting question and comment. That is interesting, and that's part of the cover-up. Isn't that weird that we have to skate, whatever, around these certain words? You can't say K-I-double-L anymore. I made a comment, said, bro, you killed it. You know, I said that like a good thing. You killed it, right? If you, we had to remove one of your comments, bullying and harassing, you cannot comment for the rest of the day. If you make the similar comment within 24-hour period, you could be terminated. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I was being positive, and they're threatening to shut me down. What world is this where a computer is now making the decisions on your future? I mean, we're talking YouTube, but hey, it's a living. Okay? That's not right. That is so bad. That's as bad as it gets. So what do you think I do? You know, I use the word, you unalived it. Sound like a schmuck. Now, people are getting in trouble for unalived. And now, do you want to know something funny? Somebody, and I think it was Michael who told me this. He was talking to somebody at work, one of the chefs or whatever over there. And when they're talking in their natural environment, not on social media, they actually used unalived. So if you're in the car with your friends, go, dude, you unalived it. Dude, you know, social media ain't watching, are they? That's how insane it's gotten. So what do you think happens when you have a PSYOP, a UFO PSYOP, with probably 95%, maybe more, maybe 99% of the globe, of the people on the planet don't know anything about what's going on? We do. We're the 1%ers in ufology. We know this is just a cover-up. It's a false threat. It's to keep the dream alive of getting the money allocated, not reallocated, allocated correctly through the DOD funding for 2025, 26, 27, whatever. And this insane drone incursion is a two-pronged effect. It is going to put restrictions on people like me who are innocent, who have a drone that might not be able to fly their drone anymore. I mean, that is a possibility. And if you do want to fly your drone, you got to pass the FAA test, get licensed, probably cost you money. It takes the freedom of taking photographs in public away from you. It's a violation of your civil rights. And all because the government wants their money for a threat that doesn't exist. That's what this is about. Not about disclosure. It's not about AI. It's not about anything other than money. Money's the root of everything in ufology. And now, bring in the politics of it. Now you have a double-edged sword of complete and utter fake everything. That was a horrible way to say it, but for definitely a lack of a better term. Hey, thank you, Dinkamazi, throwing it down, a continuing supporter, and became a member. Well, you were always a member. Thank you very much for your support. Mamma mia. And if you do want to help support GUFON that way, Super chat, super sticker, PayPal, Cash App. All the links are in the show description. Thor, I'm sorry, but it was okay to break up the video there. All right, I won't keep pointing you out. But you're right. I'm just saying you because you were right. I like it when somebody plays the videos all the way, but those people get in trouble in the end. You can't do it. I'm just telling you, you got to break these things up. It's true. Fair use. That's how it is. You just can't take it, play it, and then just go, well, that was great. And what do you think? And then move on. You could get in trouble. Now, you think News Nation is like ABC, NBC, MSNBC, CNN? Still a private company, isn't it? It's not a government. They're not government, are they?
What do you want people to know about whether or not there are big-ass drones potentially in the skies around this country?
Yeah, so absolutely. This has been going on for quite a while now. We had our incidents back in December of 2019 and 2020, January. And
News Nation is a private corporation.
They were large. I mean, we had deputies, sheriffs, witnesses, civilians in our local area here in Ord, Nebraska, seeing these things that some of them were being reported by sheriffs the size of Suburbans and Ram 1500 pickup trucks. And these things weren't,
Okay. This is a very important point. They are using, you just heard him say, a police officer or whatever, sheriff, whatever he said, caught something on video. And remember the other video where they said a senator or someone in the government was followed or allegedly followed. It was over his house in Jersey. So what they're doing now, they're showing government officials being allegedly being followed by these drones, which is creating a false threat that nobody can prove. Yes, drones were there, but they were over all of Jersey. They weren't just over your house, Jack. Okay? They didn't just stop and say, there he is, and then stay there for 8 hours. No. They went, there he is. No, there he is. No, there's that one, this one. They went all over the place. But they twist it to make it seem like important people, first responders, government officials. Oh my God, the government's being attacked by drones. Yeah, but why? I don't know, Barney 5. Well, why? Because we don't know. They want their money. Let me ask you, what other reason would there be? What's the reason for all of this? You can't say put fear into the people because we know that's what they're trying to do. That's the threat. What next? What next? What else are they doing? Hey, Yoga with Denise, how you do, eh? 808, just another DJ. Welcome, welcome. What else would it be? What could it be? I'm asking you. Threat. Swarming around, going over Jersey. They're looking for something. No. Allegedly, they found something now, but it has nothing to do with this. I don't know, guys. Go.
They weren't 20,000 feet, 5,000 feet, even in the air. They were being seen at 100, 150 feet, 60 feet. It was the real deal.
And you're saying you saw it too, and you know the difference between a helicopter and what you saw?
Correct. Yep. I got a little bit of a military background. I spent almost 11 years active duty in the 82nd Airborne. Saw combat in Afghanistan and Iraq. So I've jumped out of planes. I've jumped out of helicopters. I've fast roped out of helicopters. Aerosoled out of them. I know what a difference between an airplane is, a helicopter is, and what a big looking drone thing in the sky that's the size of an SUV is.
So here's the question to our mutual friend, Mr. Ford. First of all, welcome, Matt. I hope we have more conversations going forward. Appreciate what you're trying to do.
Thank you, Chris.
either they don't know or they don't want us to know. Which do you think it is, and why?
Yeah, Chris, thanks for having me. I mean, really the takeaway here, when you hear the testimony from Officer Grooms, it demonstrates that the Biden-Harris administration is absolutely gaslighting Americans. I mean, just look at the clip that you played of Pete Buttigieg, making fun of it. So despite mounting concerns from local authorities in New Jersey and elsewhere, the White House is just not being honest with the American people. They want the Americans to think that this is something new. I think it was NSC National Security Council spokesman Admiral John Kirby said, we want the same answers as you do, but with Chris's story and others, it lays bare that this is a nationwide problem dating back to at least 2019, what occurred in Colorado and Nebraska. Just last year, December of last year in 2023, Langley Air Force Base was virtually shut down by massive swarms of drones. They had to relocate an entire wing of F-22 fighters. Just this Thanksgiving of this year, prior to what happened in New Jersey, these things began showing up over our joint Air Force bases in the UK. They are showing up at NATO bases in Europe and Germany. Andrews Air Force Base recently had to shut down their airspace. They are in Nebraska, New York. The drones over Nebraska in 2019, what Officer Grooms is referring to, these are virtually identical in description and behavior to what is being reported now. So it leads to the question, why the disparity in decision making for shoot downs between what you had with the Chinese balloons and the drones? Both caused public alarm and concern. Why is the Biden administration now not reacting to these drones? Right. You have a New Jersey mayor who said they hovered over his home with the same seriousness as they did with the Chinese
mayor.
These balloons, why the difference? And it's just it's negligent, in my opinion.
Hey, thanks for watching.
It is negligent. See, that's the thing. Fat Mord never tells us anything. They had him on there to tell us something we already knew. Beautiful. News Nation is owned by Nexstar Media, who is owned by BlackRock and Vanguard. Yep. Thank you, Ben, the Yorkshire Grufonian, for clarifying that, because it's real important for me, at least, to know if that was owned by government or private. When something is owned privately, I just can't play it the same way. If this was CNN, I could have played that whole thing uninterrupted. But we have to show that we're talking about it by pausing it and giving a certain amount of time. Usually they like us to talk twice as long. So if I play a minute, they want me to talk for 2. If I play 30 seconds, they want me to talk for a minute. If I talk for 2 minutes or play 2 minutes, they want me to talk for 4. Okay. And I think, Andromeda Native, what's going on? Well, this is weird. Threw down $20. Hey, thank you very much. No joke. With a message on the super chat. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year, Rich. I believe in that. I think that is a very important thing you bring up. Merry is what I'd like to have been. And it almost was. Happy New Year. Well, it depends on how you look at it. I'm happy. Who we kidding? I'm just glad we got the new year. And rich. That's me. We always analyze the super chats. No, I'm kidding. Thank you very much, Andromeda Native, throwing it down, for being a continuing supporter of GUFON. Happy New Year to you, and Merry Christmas. That's awesome. Thank you. Philip Swain, how you doing now? It is a bit nipply out. We have the polar vortex. Renee cruising. Thank you for hanging. Yes, the polar vortex. Now, I got to tell you, of course, I've been in Florida now going on 4 years, I believe. It'll be in May. I have never seen chemtrails like the way they're spraying the last week. Unreal. It's disgusting. You could actually see the difference in the schmuck that's around it. And then you look the opposite direction where it isn't, and it looks beautiful. What are they doing? You know why? Because they're directing, that's in front of this polar vortex, or what they're doing is they're either bringing it towards Florida to dip down further, or they're directing it, controlling how fast it moves. Whatever. It was nuts. I didn't really take that many pictures. I have pictures of it, though. But they're in the P900. I thought I brought it in with me. So, not to get off topic, today I went out, yesterday, I went out and I was doing the auditing thing. I was out in public, and I wore my body camera for the first time. I just got it. So, well, second time, to be honest, second time. And I clipped it in my pocket, and, you know, I can control this, you know, point it up so I don't miss any action. And it gets 180 degrees and it records and it's audio and everything. I mean, it's really cool. And it saves everything. It can go in the cloud. So I'm getting ready to leave. I'm at this Chase Bank, and this guy's flipping me off. So I take out the P900, and he's about 50 yards away, pretty far. But I go like this, and I take the camera and I let him know I'm shooting. I got the pictures of him, and then he goes and dips in his car. I'm like, all right, enough games. I'm getting out of here. And then I see two fingers come up, and he's flipping me off again. And then I take the camera out and do it again. Uh-oh, I shouldn't have done that. Well, he came charging over and got in my face. Now, what we want to do is record those interactions. And I have this camera on a tripod, and it was extended. And what these people do when they usually attack us, they grab that tripod because it's easy, So I'm trying to compact it up so it's a little short handle and it looks like an axe, So as I'm doing that, he's coming up and he just steps up to my face. And he's like, "What are you doing recording me?" And I'm like, "You better step back. I'm gonna mace your face. So I'm gonna take a step back. If you advance forward, I'm gonna take that as a threat. You got it? Why are you I knew you were videotaping. Why is everybody recording me? Who's recording you? I was just down over 20 miles away, and somebody was recording me there too." And I go, "But I've been here for over 30 minutes already. What are you talking about? I'm not here for you. You're not?" And I go, "Why? Who the hell are you?" So after the heated conversation turned into, "Joe, hey, Rich, I didn't know. It's just weird, Is that how you approach people, Joe? I mean, you always get, I shouldn't have done it. I'm sorry. And we shook hands. We broed it out. And I'm leaving. So I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe I got this interaction. This is unbelievable. First time I've ever had that kind of heated interaction. Usually I get people flipping me off and getting in my face, but not bumping me, and trying to make me swing. So I get in the car and I'm watching it. And the video stopped just as he stepped to me. I didn't get it on video. But wait, there's more. I did get it on video because my trusty body camera was running the whole time and got the interaction. I was in tears. I tell you, I just love this story because it shows you got to have more than one camera. I can't believe that it actually worked out. Yeah, that was fun. I got to tell you, it's scary being a constitutionalist, going out there doing this shit. I was just I was just recording the public. That's it. Just going up and down businesses, just doing my thing. People would drive by, flip me off. some people would go by, I'm against it, press. You know, they would yell at, they think I'm some other Constitution channel. But I never had anything like that. Now, with UFOs, when I was hunting UFOs with the camera, I was approached probably half a dozen times by police. But what turns out is they were interested. You know, they didn't. One time I got kicked off a parking garage roof, which I was allowed to be there, but they didn't believe me. And if I knew my rights, you know, way back then, 20 years ago, it would be different. But, you know, if you're going to be out in public recording the sky or, you know, going to a park at night, you definitely have to arm yourself. And this is a different day and age than it was 10 years ago. People do not want to be on camera at all. And that's kind of why I'm doing what I'm doing as well, just to let them know you don't have to be scared. And we have the right to do it. So, you know, what I don't understand is, why do they go to violence? Call the cops. You're so worried. Call the cops. You know, when I was flying the drone, I had the cops. Actually, I've had the cops called on me plenty of times in Arizona. I lost count. And a couple of times I wound up getting away, you know, before they would, you know, people would be across the street. You're not allowed to be there. You can't fly your drone over this area. Those are horses, you know, over horse ranches and stuff, Arizona. So if you want to do this, and make sure you know where public property is, where it starts and begins, and your right of ways and all this other stuff. Just make sure you read all the signs. And if you're going to go on the sidewalk, just make sure you stay on the sidewalk. Don't go on private property. Back to UFOs exclusively. I just thought I'd share the story with you because I literally was in tears. No, I wasn't. I almost cried. I welled up. You know, when you have the anger and the disappointment, like if you're an editor, I know every person who's ever made a movie or whatever, they lost hours of data or something got erased after months of work. Yeah, that's what it was like. I felt like somebody died, because those are really interesting encounters, because you get to see the human emotion at its rawest. People like Joe that I met do that knowing they're being recorded. Imagine what it's like when they're not being recorded, who they are. And I could tell Joe might have been in some shady shit. I mean, well, I could play the video. I mean, I don't think we need to, but I have Stanton Friedman. Stanton Friedman passed away, what, 2019? How? It's been that long? I don't know. Well, anyway, I want you to hear Stanton Friedman, one of the last true pioneers of ufology, mainly Roswell, but he got tied in with ufology in every single way possible. As an astrophysicist, Stanton Friedman will never be forgotten in ufology. Love him or hate him. Yeah, how could you hate him? People do. People think he was a shill for the government. I don't know. I don't see that. And people sometimes just say that just to be different. But let's hear, because it says here, Stan Friedman provides his 4 major conclusions on the flying saucer phenomenon at the National Press Club hearings in May of 2013. Can you believe that? It's been that long.
I haven't studied the relevant evidence.
Okay, the volume is extremely low. That's not me, so you may want to turn it up. I'm going to have to.
And 4, flying saucer visitations and the cosmic Watergate represent the biggest story of the millennium. And I should say that I prefer the term flying saucer because all flying saucers are UFOs. Very few UFOs are flying saucers. The basis for these conclusions A, there are at least 5 large-scale scientific studies which provide substantial evidence. These include Project Blue Book Special Report number 14, the largest study ever done for the United States Air Force, covering more than 3,200 cases with more than 200 charts, tables, graphs, and maps. It is quality evaluation, cross-comparison between unknowns and knowns. The official press release lied about the data. I'll document that in a minute. It is almost never referenced by UFO debunkers. Dr. Carl Sagan, we were classmates at the University of Chicago, claimed there are interesting UFO sightings that are not reliable, and reliable UFO sightings that are not interesting. But there are no cases that are both reliable and interesting. This statement was not backed up by reference to data, but is directly contradicted by the Blue Book Special Report 14 data. It was found that the more reliable the case, the more likely to be unexplainable. United States Air Force Secretary Donald Quarles, in the very widely distributed press release when the 1955 study was completed, flat out lied. It's a strong statement, and I'm sorry to make it, but it's true. He stated, quote, "We believe that no objects such as those popularly described as flying saucers have overflown the United States. Even the unknown 3% could have been identified as conventional phenomena or illusions if more complete observational data had been available." The fact of the matter in the report that he was talking about is that the unknowns comprise 21.5% of the cases, completely separate from the 9.3% listed as insufficient information. The 3% number was a lie.
Wow.
Furthermore, a statistical comparison of the unknowns and knowns showed that the probability that the unknowns were just misknowns was less than 1%. It must further be noted that the press release did not give the title of the report or the company that did the work, Battelle Memorial Institute. If they'd given the title, surely some newsman would have said, "Hey, what happened to reports 1 through 13? They'd never heard about them. The correct answer, had it been given, would have been that they were all classified. It's a very valuable source of information, this report. It's funny how the debunkers never talk about it. Another primary source of valuable data, which should be of interest to you all, are the congressional hearings of July 29th, 1968, which included testimony from 12 scientists. The most important paper was by Dr. James E. McDonald, professor of physics at the University of Arizona. He had talked to 500 witnesses, but he presented 41 outstanding cases, including multiple witness radar visual sightings, sightings by pilots, by astronomers, by meteorologists. He noted physical trace cases, of which by now more than 5,000 have been collected by Ted Phillips from 95 countries. They get dull. Same thing was happening all over the world. Saucers seen on the ground. It leaves, they find physical changes. Happens here, it happens there, it happens everywhere. 1/6 of those cases involved reports of small beings associated with the craft while it was on the ground.
That's insane. That's insane. And we sweep it under the rug. Like, those silly aliens. Stories. Right? That's what they do. That's what it's about. It's all a lie mixed in with the truth. See, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't, in my mind, for some reason, I have a hard time believing that these are actual aliens from somewhere else. And maybe originally, million years ago, maybe they came from somewhere else. But let's just say from the start of humanity, I believe these beings were already here. Because history proves that. Right? Maybe that's where God comes from, the sky. People couldn't believe what they were seeing. Magic. Right? And that's what happens when you see technology you don't understand. It's like magic. Like, how does that even happen? Even today, I look at the iPhone, I touch the screen, and it works. Laser beams. That trips me out. How? I don't, I mean, I get it. I understand how people made it work, but how? Who in their right mind would say, you know what would be interesting? If light could read. No, if light could talk. What? Why? Well, you can transmit a message, really far. Wouldn't it be cool if you just pulled the trigger and the words were pew, like, you don't even need a walkie-talkie, right? Your friend's 10 miles away on a mountain. He catches it. And where are you? And it talks in a strange computerized voice. Wouldn't that be cool? Yes. Well, we have that. What? How? I don't know. But we can throw light. We can shoot it. Oh, it's an amazing time to be alive. And, we have a hard time believing that we created and invented this stuff. Well, we did, but we had help. Those aliens that they found, their stuff, they just back engineered it. No, they didn't. It's not what happened. Well, let's listen to a little more. How do you know, Rich? I haven't seen anything that proves alien technology is embedded in our lives. I don't see it. Well, it's because you grew up with it. It's been integrated into your life. It was a seamless, like it was original and interesting at first. And then you're like, it's every day now, right? So you just forget it's there. You take it for granted. It's like breathing. No. Every time I use the phone, I'm like, this is magic. Maybe the phone is a form of alien technology. I don't know. I don't think so. I'm talking like if you have a technology where you can touch something and not really touch it, but you have an instrument that can maybe bend stuff or just touch it and make it melt, or, I want technology like transport, like you're in the machine here and you end up over there in an instant, Seth Brundle. Does that anybody know that name? How about this? Brundlefly. The Fly, the movie, The Fly. He was trying to build a transport, right? Isn't that what it's called? You get in, all naked, no metal. Take out your teeth if they're metal, because you're going to die. And then you appear over here. But a fly got on the transport lens, and the DNA got mixed in with his DNA of the fly and him, and they both transported over unbeknownst to him. Both of them were inside, and it was a good movie. Of course, that was the remake, but Jeff Goldblum did a really good job. That is alien technology. We don't have any alien technology. All right, I want to move along. Forget Stanton and all that. I want to show you something. This video here. Could extraterrestrial technology be the key to finishing the controversial Blue Beam project? This person. What if advanced alien craft hold the answers to this long debated conspiracy theory? Watch this. I don't know if this is a legitimate UFO. It can't be. It can't be. It would be all over the news, right? It would be all over. They're trying to say this is what they're finishing the Blue Beam with this thing. They're just fine tuning. And doesn't that look real? Is that real? See how these pictures come out? See? I don't know. See, this is what I would be worried about. If they were going to do a false flag alien invasion, how are they going to make it look legit? This, to me, that looks like electricity just being splattered on the sky. I don't know if this is legit, but if they are practicing Project Blue Beam stuff in the neighborhood of suburbia, they are out of their Vulcan minds. Who would do this? So I'm going to call this fake for now, but I don't know. It's a disco ball, right? Whoop, whoop. Oh, it looks pretty good. World News X, the new secure team. What's that? Bernie says, hey, Bernie, it's really cool that we can see you in real time. How does that work? Yes. Yeah, I know. That is true. Television? It's bizarre. It really is. And it works well. But it's not alien technology, is it? Alien technology would be something like, I see you now, like if we were talking, and I can send you this instantly, and it prints up, in your printer or whatever. I can fax you a real thing. But what about components, things with electronics inside? You wouldn't be able to send that over to somebody because of the complexities of the connections and the layers inside. Now you can't do it. No way. Hey, thanks, Bernie, for the comment. Fake AI. Unbelievable. I didn't even think of that. That's funny. Fake AI. What if it's all fake? Everything they're telling us is fake. Everything. Why not? I'm looking for something real quick here. All right. Elon Musk. What is this? No, I can't play that. That is not for this show, I don't think. No. All right. I was just looking at this morning. I was up and then I fell back to sleep and then woke up again. And the second time I put together some stuff for the show that I don't think I'm going to use. What the hell is this? An undeniable event. I just feel like we're at the edge of something major, an event that is undeniable, something so big and so obvious there is no way to cover it up. Could it be I don't know who that is. Could it be the actual exposure of a mothership? What if it lands in Central Park where so many people see it, there's no denying? Just the feeling I've been having, that anxiousness that you get before a major event, like the night before Santa or the night before your birthday. You're going to turn 21. Yay! No, that is the worst thing. You don't want to be 21. Ever. Then you're responsible for everything. All right, so there's this article that I saw on Reddit, I believe. Disclosure has happened. We're just catching up. And I can't see how that could be. Scientists from government, industry, and universities openly talking about advanced propulsion and materials developed by analyzing UAP and retrieval programs. See, this is the thing. You want to know something? I want you to think about what I'm going to tell you. Because I do this to me. We should all be held to the highest scrutiny possible. When making extraordinary claims, you always need extraordinary evidence to back it up. Okay. With that in mind, these retrieval programs that we've been hearing about, legacy programs and all that shit, I have never seen any video evidence proving that any of it is real. Oh, no, they were real in the way that I'm going to tell you GUFON is real. You know, GUFON's real. We're going to make it a corporation. And then I do nothing, because that's what it feels like. I think that's what's happened over the years. Oh, sure, they had their researchers and shit like that, but zero evidence. Zero. Nothing. Nothing. I've never, ever seen a legitimate UFO or a legitimate alien that I know of. Skinny Bob, I don't know. That's a whole other world. That is very interesting, Skinny Bob. But I'm just talking. Forget Skinny Bob. If Skinny Bob didn't exist, you'd still have nothing. What, the interview? The Area 51? Oh, the secret tape that somehow got out. That is the dumbest puppet I've ever seen, ever. If anybody thinks that thing is real, that's on you. I mean, there's nothing. I can't help you at this point. I can't. Because that is not a real alien. It's a puppet. It looks like a puppet. It acts like a puppet. I mean, the mouth is the same the whole time. You know, and they stick that. They're all looking. And then they don't even, they got the flashlight going all over like this. Oh, I can't see his eyes. I mean, they're 3/4 the size of his whole body. You can't see his eyes. And the flashlight's going all over. I can't stand still. So stupid. Stand still. Dumb. I can't seem to get the flashlight in its mouth. The thing is bones. The thing is skin and bones. What do you can't even help it? You can't help it from coughing? What was it coughing on? A lozenge? What did they give that thing? A Hershey Kiss? Oh! Stupid. They gave it a Hershey Kiss, and then he had the Hershey squirts and goosh all over the floor. All right, let's get back to work. It's true, though. There are no aliens. There are no UFOs. Oh, on video, I mean. There's nothing. Zero. Zip. Zilch. Nada. None. Nothing. Everything could just be made up stories. Think about it. You don't know. Oh, sure. You ever see the videos of the people they interviewed back in the day? In the 60s? They went around the galaxy at 30 miles an hour looking for these aliens. And when we got to the galaxy, remember that guy who said galaxy, can't say galaxy? Well, that's how they pronounced it. Who's they? The tall whites. Oh, that's what they call themselves? We're the tall whites? You schmuck. What are they really called? Oh, they call themselves the tall whites. It's so stupid. Who wrote this shit? Oh, the government. What did you just say? I said, I'm in it. You alien bastard. I'm no alien. This is just stupidity. The whole thing is, I'm sorry, it is. Ufology's fun. It's great. There are UFOs. I don't deny it. I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 things on video out of 24,000 hours of looking. That may be the only thing I got other than strange people. And nothing that I have on video, nothing Jeff Willis, who's got twice as many hours of footage, he doesn't have anything distinct that you could actually say, oh yeah, that's alien made. Nothing, nobody, zero. Legit people, there's no evidence. That's what's sad. And these programs, these legacy programs, if they were so good, why did they go away? Where'd they go? Well, funding doesn't come in, and then everybody breaks up and goes to such an important division for humanity. History with aliens, and you're just gonna not give it funding anymore. I thought it was a legitimate thing. I thought you were going to study them and tell us all and learn about them. Oh, Rich, they did. They did, but they didn't tell us about them. Yeah, they did. That's what we're finding out. That these legacy programs were also bullshit. It all is. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so negative this early in 2025. I don't want to be. I'll say it again. I do believe there are UFOs. Without a doubt. I do believe there's something that could be here with us, sharing the planet, and I don't know what it would be. All I know is that I myself experience some strange things once in a while. Why do I get so lucky? Hey, I don't know, maybe because I asked for it for every day for 20 years? I don't know, man. It's not like, I'm sitting here seeing creatures floating around. Nothing. I don't hear any voices. No, I want to. I don't have any, premonitions to speak of. Sometimes I'll play like I do because I just woke up one day and said, God, I just feel different. And then I go out and hey, tonight, you know what? I think something before Trump gets into office is going to happen. I still believe that, though. I still believe it because this drone game that they're playing with us, it's all about money, but it's about creating this threat. And if they can get Trump on board, right? Because they know Trump cares about America first and Americans and citizens and the vets and everybody, right? He's all for that shit. These people who are flying the drones around, they know the new administration is a lot different than the one that's here now. Okay? They're in fear for their jobs. They're in fear for their funding. They're in fear for the money. They need money. How do they do that? Create a threat that isn't real. Make it so big, Trump can't say no. We got to give you funding to figure this out. I'm surprised. Wait a second. Backtrack. Hold on. Because Trump last week said the Biden administration knows where they're going, what they're doing, but they can't tell us. I know I was briefed too. Some reason they can't tell you. So Trump knows. Trump knows. He knows what it is. And I think if it was something super nefarious like an atomic boom, I think Trump will tell us about it. But he can't because they told him not to. And whatever it is, it's going to happen. I still feel it. It's going to happen before he gets in. And it's going to keep him out. And it has nothing to do with the drones. Oh, maybe that's the distraction. Because everybody says, oh, it's a distraction, the drones. So, okay. So we're talking about the drones. Good. Drone. What would we be distracted from? So you have to make believe there's no drone talk. What would we be talking about that we would be distracted from? I don't know. what's happening now at the same time that they're trying to distract? Does anybody know? No. Maybe, just maybe, there's some traffic that's happening unbeknownst to us, and it's being ignored, but we don't see it. Maybe it's dump trucks full of ammo or something going down, the streets of Jersey, taking the back roads. It's bootlegging. Bunch of bootleggers. All right, what is this? Something's going on. My mail is just screwy. Oh, God almighty. I almost shut the show off. I know, it would have been good, right? I get that. Be nice. I'm looking for my stories. All right, I want to show you this, and then I have Into Thin Air to show you. Where is that? This is so bizarre. This is what happened is the polar vortex, and in Texas, Fort Worth, there was 147 car pileup, I think. And you got to see the video of the pileup. It's absolutely sad, just sad. Can you imagine being in these trucks and cars? Now, why can't this get bigger? And shut up. Oh my God. I think that guy's just like, ho ho. I almost got hit. No shit. Did you hear that? Watch this. Semi. Oh, that wasn't too bad. Oh! Whoa, look at that guy! Jesus, whoa! They can't slow. Whoa! That guy was doing 50. Damn. Holy crap, dude. Oh my God, look at this guy. Oh no! Oh, wow. Oh, God.
My car. There goes 100.
Aw, that sucks, man. That's sad. All right, let's get back to work. So, it makes sense. There is a lot of talk about UFOs, about abductions and hearings. What? Why would they say that? Yeah, let's see. UAP NHI disclosure is not so simple for one obvious reason: abductions. Would you go out at night alone if the government told you that we are watched and sometimes abducted by NHI? The truth can be very heavy and not funny at all. Where is it? I'm trying to get it to play, and oh, it's a screenshot. It's not even a real. Oh, you schmoohawk. Unbelievable. All right. All right. Today's Saturday, right? It is. Hold on, I'm looking. Here it is. Dun, 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 dun. Where? Go. No. No. I am looking for something that I had set up to talk about, and I don't know where it went. Let's see. It hits fast. No. I don't know. All right, I'm going to play this. This is funny. And then we'll get out of here. Yeah. Short show tonight. Yeah. Short show. It's Saturday. You ready?
Reacts to Trump destroying this black reporter.
Do you believe that Vice President Kamala Harris is only on the ticket because she's a black woman?
Well, I can say no. I think it's maybe a little bit different. So I've known her a long time indirectly, not directly very much. And she was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
She has always identified as a black woman.
I respect either one. I respect either one, but she obviously doesn't. Because she was Indian all the way, and then all of a sudden she made a turn, and she became a black person.
Just to be clear, sir, do you believe that
I think somebody should look into that too when you continue in a very hostile, nasty tone.
I just love the way he says black.
Candace Owens reacts to Trump destroying this black reporter.
Do you believe that
All right, I want you to hear the video from yesterday. From that guy. Let's see if I got it here. I think this is it. Let's see.
What's going on here? Are they freaking out? She was staring at me for a while like, I don't know if I can get in the car. Oh, this guy, look at this. Here we go. Get ready to unclip the mace. Now he's taking a shortcut. He's going around me.
He's walking up to me.
Something in his hand. Maybe going to where my car is. So I'm keeping an eye on my car at the same time, which is right here. This is the problem when you have a handicap.
I thought
That you can't walk.
I thought it was here.
So I parked right there, and we'll see if this guy's gonna go to the car. I don't know, but we'll find out. He's walking in that direction. He had something in his hand.
Oh, that's not it. Okay, hold on. It's this one then. Here we go. Sorry.
And of course, we got to walk down the street.
No, that ain't it either. Where is it? There's only 5 clips here. This is supposed to be it. And it comes up right away. Let me see if this is it. That's in my car. That's in the post office.
Jeez.
The world is moving to the internet anyway, so as you
It has, yeah.
As you can tell, people pay for convenience. So if they can get something,
Sounds like shit. That's weird. Whoops. I might have to play it. Oh, never mind. All right. Well, that's it for tonight. Thank you very much for hanging out. It is Saturday, so tomorrow will be the members show. And I don't know what time, but let me see. I'll tell you right now. Let's see. Tomorrow. Hold on. Wow. We will be on at 7. Maybe 6. Maybe 6 tomorrow, Eastern. All right. Maybe 6 for the members show tomorrow. Because there's a great football game on at 8:20. So, yep, that's what it says, 8:20. All right, thank you, everybody. And moderators and super chatters, thank you very much for your generosity. Newcomers and veterans, thank you for being a part of the show, making the chat room an enjoyable part of our process for truthology, for ufology. We need to come together, to talk about things together. No left Italian pitbull, no right. Welcome to the show. D Tubman, how you doing, man? Oh, nice to see Ms. DJ. I forgot to say hi earlier. I saw you. 808, just another DJ. Hey, Mr. DB Cooper, 7. I went through the information tonight rather quickly. I usually know how long I'm going to talk about stuff. There's one thing that's missing here that hey, let me see if I found it. No. I must have thought this would be cool to talk about, and it's just not anything I want to talk about that I have here. Hold on. Okay. So they were talking about last night there was a UFO sighting over Washington. Did you guys see this? All right, this is what part of I wanted to talk about. Let me show this to you. Come on, man. Things are starting to turn on all by themselves. It's weird. Here, check this out. It's interesting, but...
Can you see with the camera? What is it? Is it like a
lead foot?
Eyes or something?
Look at this. It looks like it's carrying that object underneath it.
Is that a drone?
Yeah.
Big old drone.
Oh, right, into thin air. Thank you, Paris. Diamonds. Thank you. Yeah, here it is.
Let me see. It is an animal. Like a mountain lion.
Look at the change. That was a bug.
Like a big old nut.
So is this what? Oh, they're at a drone show, it sounds like. Oh, come on. All right, get out of here. I see that I don't appreciate. I don't appreciate being lied to that way. Stoop. All right. Into thin air. I wanted just to show you the lightning.
All right, everyone, welcome back. And not the greatest start to the year for some people, specifically in New Orleans. We had a terrorist attack. It's being called that by the FBI, as well as other officials, as 10 people lost their lives after a man drove his vehicle through the crowd of people. You know the rest. We've been seeing this time and time again, and it is not a good situation. Now, you know me. I look for connections everywhere. Take a look at what also happened last night at the Capitol building, the Empire
That's
State
unbelievable.
Building, and also the Washington Monument.
Come
All
on.
three were struck by lightning in a short period of time on New Year's Eve, right before this truck. Now hear me out.
What?
Right before this truck slammed into these people, these lightning strikes took place, and then later on we got pictures of this guy's truck, and you're not going to believe what this thing is. This is one of those Ford 150 Pro Lightning models. The word lightning is right there. Now I don't know how many of you are in that spiritual type lifestyle where you believe that a lot of things around us are spiritual.
This is
those
unreal.
things we can't see going on. And if you have that, you also have demonic forces. And I very much believe that those exist in many ways. So I want you to think about this for a second. Imagine these three major buildings all being struck by lightning in the same night, New Year's Eve of 2024, about to bring in the new year of 2025, while a truck, a terrorist attack, takes place in New Orleans via a white Ford Lightning pickup truck. Now, my friends, I don't know what else to tell you about this. Something somewhere was trying to let us know that something bad was going to happen. That's the only thing thing I can think of that makes sense in this situation. There was some godly force going on, either trying to warn us or preparing us for the fact that we were going.
Oh, so what are we supposed to do? Look at every single thing that has an attachment to the lightning? Yeah, that's not really proof. And that's not really a sign. How is anybody supposed to figure out lightning that's striking lightning rods on the top of very tall skyscrapers, because that's what lightning rods do? How do you connect that to the truck? Sure, after the fact, you can of course, the truck, this is the truck that went through the peeps, right? Yeah, and it's got the word lightning on it. Okay. Yeah, I wish there was a connection to the lightning bolts, because then we may have a piece of the puzzle figured out, but we don't. We just have a coincidence.
Going to lose a lot of people as we bring in 2025. Now, I would love to hear what you guys think about this. This is a devastating situation, and I can't imagine what these families are going through on the first day of 2025, out celebrating, having a good time, only for something like this to take place. I mean, you really need to think about this. What are the chances that all three of these buildings get hit by lightning on the same night, New Year's Eve of 2024, that this terrorist, this murdering cold-blooded person driving a white F-150 Ford Lightning model truck, decides to run down people in New Orleans and then get into a shootout with cops, and now he's gone and so are all these innocent people.
Okay. Here's how that story could be phenomenal. How many people passed? What was it, 10, 15? If the number 15 was on the license plate as part of the number, and then let's say the other numbers and letters had to do with the day, that, my friends, would be freaking awesome. However, seeing the lightning bolts individually, see, they didn't all hit the buildings at the same time. They were minutes apart. If they hit at the same time, then I would say, okay, but even then you'd be like, well, that's what the rods are for. Protect from. So anyway, it's a stretch. It's a big stretch with very little backing up that story. In my OP. Still cool though. Still interesting. What are we going to do? You know, really. What are we going to do? All right, that's it. So thank you very much. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 p.m. for the members show. Have a great rest of your weekend. I'm going to play some mini golf, I hope. And hopefully I could win. But very excited. Thank you very much. I don't know what I was going to say. Have a great rest of your weekend. And remember, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. It's Truthology for Ufology, and we do it for you. Calm down, snap ahead. This guy. All right, have a great rest of your night. And believe the hell? Alien bless.
There's look at this thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it stop one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?
There's a
signal.